All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the second part and episode of Style by Stevie with our very special guests. Joining me today, we have Levi and Dr. Dapper, and we're going to be talking about Alluvione, LA, and also Dr. Dapper, the branding expert. So I'm super excited for this next interview. It is super duper lit. I need y'all to share this live right now. We are back for a second live. And tomorrow, your girl will be off. So if you have any messages, anything, you guys shoot me a DM, any topics y'all want to send me, definitely send it to me in the DM. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get into it. Hey, girl. All right. So we're just waiting on Levi and Dr. Dapper to get here. That was such an amazing conversation with Tyron. He is going to be on the panel June 30th. We have some amazing guest co-hosts. Check my stories for more details. We have some amazing guests as well coming on the show. So stay tuned for that. Style by Stevie is skyrocketing. And I just want to say to each and every one of you, thank you so much. You did spectacular! Exclamation point. All right, my phone is ringing off the hook. All right, Levi is here, ladies and gentlemen. And FYI, if you guys didn't know, I did an interview with Levi when I was writing for Gay Magazine. So shout outs to Corey McCrae. Shout outs to Dom. Shout outs to everybody. All right, both of the fellas are here. Let's get this interview started, ladies and gentlemen. Share this live. Welcome to Style by Stevie. I'm your host, Miss Stevie. And you guys will see me then. But I sent out requests and the fellas will be able to join.
What to do?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm great, Levi. It's been a minute. How have you been?
I've been fantastic. Getting ready for Alluvione LA.
Yes. We're here to talk about the event, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my first time meeting Dr. Dapper face to face because I've been in his live whenever because it would always notify me when both of you would go live. Like they mentioned you. I said, oh Lord, let me get in there. And I would stop what I was doing, literally putting down an eyelash or a nail or something, rushing to get to the broadcast. But let's get into it. You, Dr. Dapper. So how did you get started? Because Levi also has experience in fashion too. I did an article for him on Gay Magazine for his Imperfection jewelry collection because it is absolutely everything. But you also have shoes. So how did you get started in shoes, Dr. Dapper?
I started in shoes in college, 2015. I started the shoe company. My mom helped me get started, and the fashion for me came from growing up in church. So my mom's the first lady, stepdad's a pastor. I played the drums in church. So I really never wore sneakers. I always wore dress shoes, loafers. Look at Levi's face. I always wore dress shoes and loafers. And then I read an article about a girl that started a shoe company. She didn't know anything about shoes. She just had like money and connections. And I was like, yo, why not? Shit, let me try this shit. So I started sketching. I used to draw. Started drawing some shoes, and then I got my first samples. And it just went from there. And I've been hustling ever since. And my mom, right before she passed, that's when I got my first sample. And then she passed, and then I just took it and kept running with it. And I went full time into it after I graduated college, and I never looked back. And then me and Levi, met the year after I graduated, and we've been rocking ever since. So,
Yeah.
full facts.
And you also have the Outlet LA, which is sort of like an event. And then you got your Alluvione event in Los Angeles as well, too. So tell us a little bit about Alluvione and how it was formed between both of you two. Just coming together, having this partnership is something genius.
Yeah, it's crazy because when it came about, it was just an event to help me move to LA or celebrate my move. And then Levi and Trey realized, like, yo, this is something you've been trying to do, like, when you started shining in perfection. This what it was supposed to be. So I think everything with me and Levi connecting is just, like, divine. And anything we, like, touch, it kind of turns into whatever it's supposed to turn into. So we don't really have to, like, think too hard or everything comes with effortless ease. So we met 2017. I ended up moving to LA in 2019. We met for the first time about a couple months before I actually moved to LA. And he was like, yo, you moving? Why don't we do an event? And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. Like, why the fuck not? So it was Levi's idea to do an event. And we did it. And then it was dope. And we called it Alluvione because I'll let Levi get into why we call it Alluvione. But yeah, it just came from that, us doing the event. And then he saw something bigger. And then he just took the lead on that and made it bigger. And then I branched off into the outlet LA because I like doing events as well. And I continued to do events on a monthly basis. And then Alluvione became something bigger than just events and something bigger than just celebrating the move. But it became like a really a family in a house where we can have people there and we can invest in them, pour into each other, uplift each other, and give back to our community. And continue that representation and have a house for people to come to, and if they desire to go to the next level. So it's really dope to be a part of something that, you know, Levi has wanted to do for so long, but never really like the puzzle pieces just never connected. And then I ended up being like that puzzle piece that
Huge
completed
puzzle piece.
that,
Huge.
I ended up being that puzzle piece that completed that image of that vision he had for so long. And then, of course, when you, like I always say, when you plant one seed, you water it, you nurture it, it branches off into something a lot bigger than what you expected it to be, just like a plant. So, yeah, that's how that happened. And the Outlet LA monthly events, upscale, grown and sexy shit. Do that every day in LA. And yeah, Alluvione is really dope. So I'll let Levi explain, you know, how the bigger picture for that came about.
Yeah. So in between us is somewhere is in the truth. So from my memory, Eric. Sorry, I got to start saying
Ah!
Eric said he came up with the idea for an event. I just said we need to do something to make some noise, just to bring some. You know, I was like, look, we got to do something to let people know that you coming to LA. He was like, yeah, let's throw an event, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. You know, and so that's how I remember it. And so from there, you know, we started, you know, talking, and then we were like, you know what, we should make it a thing to where we're bringing on other people just to shine light on people that we rock with. So that's when we brought in people that we really don't talk to as much anymore or at all. I ain't gonna lie to you, we don't talk to them at all. But you know, it was like, hey, you know, we reached out to some people that we knew, like, hey, would you be interested in being a part of this event? It's mainly to bring attention to LFLS because LFLS is now the most popular Black-owned luxury shoe brand, and soon will be the most popular shoe brand, you know, in the U.S. for sure. And so, you know, they're like, yeah, they want to be a part of it. And so that's kind of how it came about. We had two other guys with us, and we kind of just came together and threw the money into that event. While that was happening, it's kind of like when I had that feeling, like I was like, man, this feels like, you know, something that, you know, similar to what I wanted. And so my wife Trey, she was like, yeah, like this is it. And I was like, bet. So from there it was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I want to buy this motherfucker right now because I'm all about owning everything that you do. So I was like, we got to own it now. I was like, who's with me? And so of course Reb, you know, the first person, like, let's go. You know, like, I give you my piece, we'll make it happen. And so he helped me purchase the LLC off top. So, you know, we founded it together. And then from there, it was the building aspect. Eric being somebody that understands growth and understanding that, you know, no matter what, we're gonna grow this together. He allowed me to take full ownership of the entire company to turn it into a veteran-owned business, which allows us to have more leniency tax-wise in Texas. So from there, it was like, hey, you know, as long as we split what we're supposed to split on events and stuff and doing the right thing and moving the right way and helping the youth out, I'm down. And so, of course, and I advise to anybody that's starting businesses with their friends or family, it's got to be a real bond with that person and understanding with that person before anything else. Before money comes into play, you got to make sure that love is there. Because if that love and that trust is not really there, then whatever you build on top of that will crumble. You know, that base has to be strong. And that's what you know, between Red and I, you know, we're brothers before anything else. So before any businesses that we've created together, you know, the ideas that hop together, it's always been family. You know, whether we button heads or not, you know, it's always been like, look, I love you, you love me, I live for you. You know, I won't die for you, I'll live for you. You know, and if you got a house, you got any place, you got a bed, I know when I come there, I got a bed. And that's where the base was. From the bigger picture came the understanding of family. So that's what Alluvione is really about. It's about bringing people together under, I'll say under a roof, but we happen to have it on the rooftop this time. So, you know, whether it's on a rooftop or under a roof, and just letting people vibe out. So if you look at the core of Alluvione, you got 17 official Alluvione members. that come from different parts of the U.S. And we bond on the fact that we understand the value of support, the value of family, and the value of fighting for something that's bigger than yourself, because that's where the real wealth is. And so from there, from that core spawns the AGB family, the AGB $1 family, which brings in people, making them Alluvione affiliates, because they want to help us give to the youth and change young lives and do things for them that we wish we would have had done for us, giving them that support that we wish we would have had done for us. Outside of that, of course, our alluvioneatl, the mixer that's happening on June 25th, and then the alluvioneatl, which is happening on September 18th. Both of those links are in the bio on all of our platforms, so make sure you click the link and get your tickets if you haven't already got them, which brings our adults together. So our adults together that deserve to celebrate. You know, we all deserve to celebrate our resiliency, our path towards our own version of wealth, our own version of success. And we all deserve to elevate our circles. And in order to do that, you have to meet people that you've never met before. You can't elevate your circle meeting the same people that you've met. Even if you have a great team around your great family, that's fantastic. But you still got to meet people you've never met before, just to see what it is that, you know, you can grow. Because that person that you may meet outside of your circle could help you grow, and then you can help your circle grow even more. And next thing you know, they're a part of that circle. And that's honestly how, you know, it happens within Alluvione. You know, Red being in LA, he meets amazing people, and he's like, yo, gotta meet these people. And next thing you know, they become family, and we grow as one. Same thing as the Alluvione mixers happen. People come in, they network, they get the circles going. They're like, man, we love it. Of course, you know, the alcohol helps, free food helps, and stuff like that, right? But, you know, we want everybody to come dressed to impress and just, you know, let their hair down, open their shirts up, you know, and just, you know, and have a great time. And then, of course, after that, we have our you know, bigger pictures on top of that, which we're not ready to let go yet. We'll let everybody know when that happens.
And what I love, Levi, is the fact that you guys have a brotherhood. Whenever me and everybody else in the audience see you guys going live, you're always talking about building your brand and networking and growing. And that's what I kind of do a little bit too, is networking people who I feel are together. And I refer them both to you guys. I say, go and check them out, because you guys give some amazing, great tips on your ebooks. Could you guys tell us a little bit about your ebooks? Who wants to go first?
Shit. So I think in the beginning, when it became a thing, I was like, yo, Levi, I want to make some ebooks. and me and Levi, so we're like, he did really good with the video courses, and I did pretty decent with the written, you know, ebooks. So I was like, all right, you got the course shit, my nigga. You got the videos. I ain't finna sit down and do 17 videos. So that's just not me. I'll write something real quick and put it together, package it, present it, and promote it, and we'll do it like that. So from my side with the ebooks, you know, I just realized that I have knowledge and I want it to be accessible. And when COVID hit, a lot of people weren't really trying to invest a lot of money into certain things, like shoes, for example. And I was coaching people, and then Max, who's one of our members and one of our brothers, he showed me this this PDF document, and it had a lot of different ways to make money on social media. And one of the ways was fucking ebooks. And he was like, bro, you should write an ebook. And I was like, all right, cool, because I got the knowledge. I just need to like take it out, package it, present it, and share it to people so it can be accessible to even more people than just the people that booked me for a one-on-one coaching session. So I sat down the first night and I wrote my first ebook in 12 hours straight. Like, I didn't stop writing. I was up until like 6 a.m. You know, I didn't stop writing. So my ebooks just came about because I had the knowledge. And like I always tell people, unless you package it, present it, and promote it, nobody's going to like purchase it from you. Nobody can have access to it, or nobody even knows that you have it or they need to have it. So once I did that, that was like a big pivot for me. And the ebooks have been doing great. And then when we introduced the young entrepreneur situation, I came to Levi again. I was like, bro, this is a way that we can leverage what we have and one, give back, but also leverage on the monetary standpoint, the revenue standpoint. Because when you got something, all you got to do is repurpose it in many different ways when it's digital or whatever the fuck it might be. You can just repackage it, repurpose it, and present it in a different way. So that's what we did. He had created his video courses. I had created my ebooks. And I was like, let's give to the youth, bro. Like, let's give. So we started giving during the pandemic as well. And it's just been going from there ever since. And I've written like, shit, I don't know, 4 or 5 more ebooks and collaborated with some people on ebooks. And it's just been cool. And yeah, and I'll let Levi talk about the video courses. But yeah, anything with branding, marketing, social media strategy, growth on Instagram, personal branding, networking, like I got that shit. So when I say get tapped in, it's like for facts. And everybody should have something in their funnel, like to walk people through the process. Your only thing shouldn't be a $2,000 consultation. It should be something to where you give a free game on social media every day. You have a free ebook something where somebody can tap in and kind of get a grasp of what you have to offer them, or either like a low price product. You know, like my ebooks, $70, $150 for 4 of them in a bundle. So people can have access to that to see, yo, do I really want to fuck with Dr. Dapper? Do I want to invest in him? Does he even know what the fuck he talking about on social media? Outside of him building LFLS shoes in LA and Alluvione with Levi, does he know how to help somebody else or give tips, tricks, and gems to somebody else to help them build their shit? So I think it's really dope that we were able to create ebooks and courses to let people know, like, yo, no, we really know our shit. Regardless of what level we are on, we got information that can help somebody level up in their business and even go further than us when it comes to that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like he said. Exactly how he said. You know, that's the one thing for sure. I can't say like, well, in the middle, it was like legit. just it happened just like that. He had the idea, and it was like, yeah, like it's fantastic. And he did his first ebook, and I was like, all right, bet. I was like, what can I do? Because the one thing that we've always done is we've never stolen the shine from each other, and that's so important in any business relationship or any family relationship. You don't want to take away from your family. You don't want to take food out of another person's plate. You know what I mean? So, he had created his plate. His plate is a guide to success. And so I was like, okay, what can I do on my form without taking away from that? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the videos. So because of me, I don't mind reading, but I'd rather listen, right? So I'm a visual and listening person. So I created the courses. So I created the Alluvione Business Bootcamp, right? From there, it starts from you not having a business, finding your passion, all the way to whether you want an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, sole proprietorship, partnership, all that stuff, breaking that down, making sure you have those links under the videos, to connecting you to tax professionals, connecting you to business credit links and stuff like that to help guide you through there. And I made it legit child-proof. So even kids can use it and do it. And which we've had multiple youth that are sponsored under Alluvione go through the course and create their own business. One of our stars that's done it, that's an affiliate, is Tanae Mitchell. She owns Cause. If you ever find it, at cause.life, Kauzz, created her entire business off of Alluvione Business Bootcamp. And we had adults that have purchased the business bootcamp and done it as well. With me saying that, anybody that's under the age of 21 can get it for free. So and that's kind of how, when he's saying like we need to give it to the youth, that's where that came into play. It was like, what can we do, for the kids? Like, well, let's start giving them for free. So we started registering kids under the age of 21 under Alluvione to keep track of what they're doing and to see, who's really about it. Because a lot of people can say they want to do something, but your actions speak louder than your words. So when we started just giving them the video courses for free, the guides for free, and seeing who was taking that knowledge and applying it, who was working with their parents or working by themselves and applying it, and we stuck with them. And now a lot of those kids own their own businesses. They've created their own businesses, and they always, shout us out. Thank you, Dr. Dapper. Thank you, Levi Lawrence III, blah, blah, blah. And, it's a great feeling. But the greatest feeling is knowing that this business is in the black. They didn't start out with debt. We taught them how to create a business without going into debt, which is something where we both went through coming into the business world. We both went through debt, large amounts of personal debt, business debt, and trying to figure it out. So now that we've got those keys, we took that knowledge and put it in our guides and put it in those courses so that we can spend that out and say, hey, kids, you want to start something young, here's how you do it and make money off top without going into debt. For adults, here's the price. You know, if you're 21 and you could buy a goddamn cup of alcohol, you know what I'm saying? You could buy a course, you could buy a guide, and that's how we moved it from there. Which, of course, respectfully, everybody agreed to that. From there, just a whole bunch of stuff just changed. A lot, you know, of course, due to the pandemic, everybody was becoming their entrepreneur mind started molding. You know, those gears started turning. Like, how can I make money outside of my 9 to 5? And then you got us too, who are full-time business owners before the pandemic. We're like, hey, here's how we're still successful during this time, while there are other businesses that have plummeted because we have set ourselves up for success, teaching them those saving tips and stuff like that. So yeah, of course, we did our consultations through that time, and the prices have changed tremendously from the pandemic to now. But that's because we have a sensitive spot for human beings, right? Benzo in the building, Alluvione.
You know what I'm saying?
So we started from a low end because we understood people were either skeptical, like he was saying, like, do they even know what they're talking about, or they were like, man, I don't have that type of money to invest in myself like that. Like, so we're like, all right, well, here's a crumb. So we would go live like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and just talk and just talk and just talk and just talk and give out gems for free, and then be like, hey, click the link in the bio, get your course. Click the link in the bio, get your ebooks and stuff like that. And then from there, once people started to create their businesses and make money from what we were teaching them, that's when we started inputting consultations. We're like, hey, your next step is a consultation. Again, prices were way different back in the day. So, and then now, you got people that are just, went from like 600 followers to 60,000 followers. You have people that had 6,000 followers that now got millions of followers, and they own person now, and
and they act like they didn't get shit from us.
Facts, and and that's unfortunate, but that's what you run into. That's what you run into when you teach. Like, you don't have a lot of people out there that like, oh, I want to thank my my high school teacher for this.
Credit back.
I want to thank my college professor for this. Because without them, I wouldn't have had this. And that's what we were. We were professors. We were business professors to a lot of students, and a lot of students gave us love, and some students was like, they got their stuff and they went on. And at first, we took it to heart for a while because we felt like homage is huge. You should pay homage and give your flowers to everybody that helped you out, because that's what we do. So we try to teach that. But it is what it is. We are grateful that we were blessed with the knowledge and the ability to teach as many people as possible. And now we have a house to where people can come and connect with other people that have grown not only from what we've taught, but have grown from what they've seen. So that's why we always tell people, make sure you get your ticket to Alluvione LA, and make sure you get your ticket to alluvioneatl as well. The links are in the bio. Get your ticket, pull up, and if you are somebody that feels like you understand what support means to you, and you understand how important it is for a child of 21 or under the age of 21 to have that support, to have that ambition instilled in them, to have that guidance, join the AGB $1 family. That $1 for that month, it changes a lot of lives. So come on over here. He said, pull up on me.
Pull up on me then. Pull up on me then.
And I love what you just said, Levi, about giving homage. Speaking of giving homage, I see a lot of Black-owned businesses in the audience. And I'm going to get to some of the audience members' comments and questions. Shout outs to Corey McCrae for giving me the opportunity to write for Gay Magazine, because that's how I met Levi. I did my first article on him, and then from there on, the rest was history. Also, another platform I would love to give thanks to is 216 The Beat. Shout outs to Miss Cream and Miss Slim Goody and Lil Diablos at 216 The Beat Radio. If you guys wouldn't have had given me this opportunity, and also the Queen of Shade, who's my mentor, definitely shout outs to her. You guys wouldn't know who Miss Stevie is if it wasn't for these people. So it's always great to give homage where it is definitely due.
Shout out to them.
So yes, also we got a shout outs to Blue Haze Fashions, definitely black owned. You guys go and check that out. Who else is in here? Corey McRae's here, Gay Magazine. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Definitely go and check out that platform. Uh, let's see who else. I'm going through the comments. Shout outs to Live Love Fashion DC. Shout outs to Alex Jonte, The Assistant to, which is my first horror film I've ever starred in. This is my first feature film I've ever done. Shout outs to him. This will be dropping October 2021. This is The Assistant to Reconnected, and the trailer drops Labor Day, September 6th. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But also, my next question for you guys is, what tips and advice would you give to children who are up and coming? Because it's always good to train children who are, because Levi, you have kids, you have your daughter, and then you have your other baby as well too. And what advice and importance do you give to them on the importance of saving? Because we know that that's also a key factor into building up your business from the ground.
So in regards to saving, I always tell people, adults and kids, especially the kids that got their businesses right now, for every product or service that you sell, save from 10 to 20% of that.
Oh yeah.
Put 10 to 20% of that in savings, and it's gonna grow continuously because you'll first it'll be maybe only a couple of dollars, $2 here, $5, $10, $20, but that 20 turns into 200, and that 200 turns into 500, that 500 turns into 1,000, and then so on and so forth. And you will want to touch it. You will want to touch it, but don't. One, your marginal profit should be so wide that you don't have to touch that. You should at least whatever your service costs, you need to make sure that it's times 3 of what you probably what the price would be without everything, like the price of equipment, price of labor, and all that. Multiply that times 3. You have a product, whether you're going through a manufacturing service or something like that, at least times 2 or times 3 that. Add shipping, add tax, multiply it times 2 or times 3, because you want to make sure that your marginal profit is large enough, right? The money that you're making on top of the cost is large enough to where you can pinch off, put that in the savings, and take the rest of that and put that back into the business. All right. That way you continue to grow and expand your business or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're also saving as well. Now, with that 10 to 20%, that's going to continue to keep rising. You want to make sure that you're putting that in a great bank, right? If you're a kid, if you're under the age of 18 and you have a savings account, you have to be careful because a lot of banks will tax you on the money that you have saved. So what you should probably do is either have a joint account with your parent or your guardian and make sure that you have an agreement with that person on paper saying that nothing is taken out, unless I say so. And, it's just business. It's not personal. It's not saying that you don't trust a person, but things happen along the way and people feel like they can make moves when they get in the panic mode. So you want to put that into play and make sure that you're banking with the right bank. A lot of banks, they don't move like they should move. Banks are supposed to be business best friends, right? As a business partner, when you're doing business with them, when you're putting your money into the bank, because they need your money in order to flourish. So a proper bank will pay you for the money that you're putting in, APYs, annual percentage yields, compound monthly interest, and things like that. Doing that will allow your money to grow. So you're getting more money on top of that money, and there's different percentages per bank. So doing that at a young age will help you start to make money on top of the money that you're growing within that bank. On top of that, while you're doing that, continue to keep putting that 10 to 20% in there. You're going to let that continue to grow because you never know what's going to happen. You don't never know if somebody's going to, get hurt or die or a pandemic happens and now you have money to fall back on. But you use that money, that unearned money. I call it unearned money because that's money that you didn't make. The bank made that for you or whatever. You take that money and you take that and you put it in another asset that is going to continue to make more money. So you don't want to let your money just sit in the bank. While it's doing that, you need to be out there looking for what can I take the money that I'm saving that's making more money. What can I do to whether it's purchasing an acre of land? A lot of people don't know that an acre of land in some places can cost you like $500 still. buying you an acre of land and then buying you a $500 to $2,000 cow, and getting a cow or two to make you calves can create another stream of revenue. So now you're getting $5,000 calves that other farmers are wanting, or maybe you are doing vegetables or fruit or nuts or something like that on that land, or maybe you're just leasing that land out to a business. So there's things that you can do on top of the money that you're making. You take that unearned money and you invest it into another asset. So that's savings. That's savings and growth, right? So I can go on and on about that. I'm gonna chill.
Which is so true, because I've heard stories about people out here purchasing land and things like that. What piece of advice would you give to people who are looking to invest in that? Because you've seen people buy property and say, okay, I want to build this on this.
First thing I would tell them is join the Private Money Streams Mastermind group, right? So Eric and I, we created this group called the Private Money Streams Mastermind group that I
Levi created it.
Well, yeah, I created it. Excuse me. I created this group called the Private Money Streams Mastermind group. Eric is in it, right? So it's got all kinds of different forms of opportunities. So in regards to people that are interested in land, you want to be in there in order to see those opportunities and understand more about land, understand more about mineral rights and how hard it is to own the land and the stuff that's under the land. Because when you purchase land, you're just purchasing the surface. And a lot of people don't understand that mineral rights are things that's within the oil, diamonds, all that stuff, those mineral rights. Most times people don't even own the mineral rights to that land. Somebody either has bought it and died with it and forgot about it or whatever, and it's really hard to purchase mineral rights. Along with that, you also have to learn about certificates. There you go. Certificates that come with certain creations, certain leasing options, and things like that with certain businesses. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on with land that a lot of people do not know. They just think you buy land and that's just it. But then you have to wonder, like, how do I get those tax write-offs? How can I dismiss property taxes and stuff like that? Again, on the Private Money Streams Mastermind group, click the link in my bio, and you can click the topic that says land purchasing or land options, and then from there you can start to learn more about that and also see where there's land that you can buy for a very low price and be able to benefit from.
And I would add on top of that, invest in what you know. A lot of people just hear people talk about crypto, land, real estate, fucking whatever the fuck, Forex, all that, pyramid schemes, anything. People just hear anything like, oh shit, I can make some quick money. No.
Right.
Sit the fuck down, do your research, join private groups where you can learn about it, invest in yourself, invest in learning about the shit, because you got two ways to do it. Either you can be hands-on within, learning from somebody else, but I think a lot of people, Levi, like I said the other day, I can't swim, so I'm not gonna go try to learn how to swim by myself. I'm gonna go with somebody that already knows how to swim because I don't want to drown and I don't want to die. So if you want to start investing in real estate or crypto or gold or whatever it might be, it will be you of you to go and learn from some motherfuckers that's already done it or already researched it. Because if you go out there and you try to do the shit yourself, you're gonna lose money, time, energy. You might end up drowning and dying. So I think, when you join the private group that Levi has, you get tapped in with people that already done the research and they've already put the time in. Because if you're trying to focus on this business over here, but you want to take your savings and invest it over here where you know nothing about investing over here, you'll be very smart to take your time, invest that fucking monthly fee, soak up what you got. Even if you get in there for 1 month, you're like, I got what I need. Take it and run with it. But I guarantee you're going to need some more shit because you're not about to stay up to date like these other motherfuckers that's really in this shit. So you might want to just keep that shit on a recurring thing where you keep that monthly shit coming out your account so you can get these gems from Levi's private group. And anything else you want to, even crypto, all that shit is in the group. So, when it comes to other assets and multiple streams of income and growing your money, letting your money work for you, not working for the money, that's where you need to be. A lot of people still are trading their time for money and they fucking up with that. You got to start putting that money in places where it's working for you while you sleep. If you ain't waking up to some shit, what you doing?
Yeah, facts.
And I'm kind of guilty of that. I'm not gonna lie. I have dabbled in, my account for things. I love fashion. I'm a fashion girl. I'm a woman, so I love to shop. But I realized that my mom told me this too. She said, as your platform grows, you're gonna have to start investing in things. You're gonna have to start setting things aside for a rainy day. For like now, this pandemic that has hit, and so many people have lost their jobs, and now they're just like thinking of a second way of what if? What if
Mhm.
I get this job back? What if? Hi, Mel from the UK, another black-owned business. Please go and follow her.
Yeah,
Um,
we work on
a
males.
lot of people just sit around and they're thinking like, what if? What if I had this job or still had this job? You have to think of another plan of action.
A lot of motherfuckers think, oh my God, I need to go pick up overtime, or I need to get a second job. When in
Yes.
actuality, you need to just start your first business. A
Yeah,
lot of people fucking up by still going to a place where they're getting the cap put on their success, or they're letting somebody else tell them how much they're worth.
yeah.
You're gonna
I said it.
always be behind.
Yeah, I said it before, and I'll say it again. In order to truly grow, to do better, you gotta unslave yourself, right? It's not a word, but it should be. And I say unslave because you can untie yourself, but if you're still in the same room, you're still in the same room. You can unchain yourself, but if you're still in the same land doing the same thing, you still, you know what I mean? Like think about slave days, right? In order to keep their slaves on the land, they took the chains off and said, "No, you're free. You can leave, but how are you going to eat? You're free.
Mhm.
You can leave, but how are you going to feed your family? You're free, but you can leave, but where are you going to live? What are you going to do?" So they kept them there. They kept them there without even having to keep them there because they unchained them. But they didn't. They were never mentally enslaved. So when I say you got to unslave yourself, when things are going bad, and you're like, man, how am I gonna eat? Where am I gonna make money? The first thing is not to put the chains back on. The first thing you should be doing is thinking about how the free ways. How are the unslaved ways that I can do? What can I do with my 24 hours that continue to provide the power for me to own my 24 hours and still make money? What can I do myself? Because you are your biggest asset. So in shit gets hard. Shit gets hard. Everybody knows that. But the first thing is not to go get a job. Or the first thing is not to go let somebody control you and what you do and control the amount of money they'll pay you for you doing something for them. The first thing should be what can I do myself? What can I create myself in order to make more?
Absolutely. 100%. And I agree with that. We have to plan aside. And even when I created this platform, Style by Stevie, I said, okay, what do I want to put into this? It's going to have to be a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into this. I didn't think of the next result. After I left Gay Magazine, I said, okay, what are you going to do now? Because this was your outlet. This was amazing for you. Think of your next move. What is going to be your next move? And there
Mm-hmm.
always has to be a next move or a backup plan, a plan of
Yeah.
action. And I know a lot of people ever since this pandemic hit have just lost hope. Like, what am I going to do? They feel miserable. They feel low. They feel so bad. Like, what can I do to get out of this to make ends meet? Oh, no. I'm sorry, Dr. Dapper. Hold on. Let me see if I can add him back. But we're talking here with Levi. We're talking on just business strategies and just aside thinking of what is going to be the next one. Because a lot of people during this pandemic have lost hope
Yeah,
and
and
they've lost their
that's
jobs and all things. Go ahead,
that's
sir.
why we always say. That's why we always tell people to search for what's your passion. If you don't know what your passion is, you should dig back into what you love to do when you were young, right? Because the one thing about 2021 is you could literally do anything and get paid. Anything in the world and get paid from that yourself. So think about the stuff that you used to love to do when you were a child that society pulled you away from because you had to make money or because you had to do something that was responsible or whatever it is, right? Find those things that you love to do just because you love to do it. It gave you that high of something that you love you would do every day without thinking about it. Those things right there, that's your next job. That's your next 9 to 5. It's finding whatever it is that you love to do and creating something around that. A lot of people say like, well, what if I don't want to be a business owner or something like that? It's not about being a business owner. It's about being able to control your 24 hours, and then provide yourself with the freedom that you deserve. That way, if you have children, you could teach them that they don't have to go work for somebody else. You could tell a child that you can do and be all you want to be and all that shit, but they're watching you. Your actions speak louder than your words. So you can tell your child this, but if you're getting up and going to work every day and saying that you're providing and you're sacrificing, yada, yada, all that stuff, that's what they see. They see you working. They see you going up and getting up. So all the stuff that you're talking is not getting into here because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So they're sucking everything through here first. This is what's connecting to their spirit first, not from what they're hearing. And then what they speak off of, when it matches what they see, that's when the power comes in. But you got to see that shit first. You got to see it. In order to see it, you got to show it. So that's what we always say when it comes to, you might be scared, but find your passion. Figure out what you love to do and create something around that. And if you don't know how to do that, you connect with people that are doing it. Of course, there are coaches everywhere, but the majority of these coaches are trying to teach you what they're doing. Hey, you want to become a life coach? I'm a life coach. I'll teach you how to be a life coach. Hey, you want to create this? I create this. Let me teach you how to create this. You have to find people that coach with through passion and figure out what it is that you want to do. Talk to you about what you want to do and help you get 3 to 5 ways on how to get paid from what you want to do. Teach you how to own everything that you do. Teach you how to move as a business, even though you don't want to be a business. Because that's the thing. Everybody should move as a business. Because once you understand how businesses move, you'll make more. You'll make better decisions. You'll make more. Your whole life will change. Even if you are somebody that works a 9 to 5, but if you mentally move as a business, you'll probably work with a different bank. I know a lot of people out here probably work with Bank of America, which is like the worst bank ever to put your money in. But a lot of people go to Bank of America because it's the closest thing there. But once you realize that, man, my money can make more money, I don't have to pay a monthly fee to put my money in a bank, which makes no sense at all because they use 96%. What is it? I think it's like 96.5 or 95.5%
Yeah, that's about right.
Of your money to give to somebody else. That's how much they need you. Then you're like, well, damn. All right, let me put my money in somewhere where they'll pay me to have my money there. Instead of keeping my money under a mattress or something like that. Let me put my money in something that can make me more money. I paid for half the venue for this Alluvione because we had lost one of our sponsors, unfortunately. So I had to come out of pocket. But guess what? I didn't come out of pocket. I put what, maybe $300 into cryptocurrency last year during the pandemic. Now I put a whole lot more money in that. I'm just talking about one coin, right? In the XLM, right, which is stellar. That 300 turned into what is like 1,200, right? And then from there, I already purchased so much more that next thing you know, $3,500. So I took $3,500 out of the cryptocurrency, which is money that I've never even seen, and paid for half of something down. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying use the money that you're creating to create unearned money that you can use onto something else. But you have to understand how to move like that. You gotta unslave. You gotta unslave. First, untie yourself, unchain yourself, but you gotta be unslaved as well. That way you can move properly. Business plans are cool for certain people, but it's a give and go situation because everybody's path is different and nothing works out like it's supposed to.
100%, 100%. It kicked Dr. Dapper out. Instagram is on their BS, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that. Do we have any questions for Levi on businesses, starting a business, anything you need to know? The event, the Alluvione event will take place June 25th. So make sure you guys please go. It's pinned down here. Go and purchase your tickets. Go to either one of these gentlemen's profiles and purchase your tickets for this event. It's incredible. So far, the lives have been amazing as well, too. And I love what Levi did as well, too, with the business talk. Just short inserts, giving people little tips here and there on what they can do when it comes to saving. And even when it came to, when this thing hit colleges, we know the college students were hit even the most hard. So what advice would you give to college students? Because we know it's a lot to pay for your tuitions, classes, all of these things, and then some.
Right. For college students, I mean, I'll say it like this, and a lot of people are probably going to fight me on this. A lot of people don't need college for what they want to do. So sit back and realize that college is just time. It's time for you to figure out what it is that you want to do and what it is you want to be. If you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or a dentist or something like that, then yes, you have to go to college for that. But if you just want to get a degree, you can get a degree at any time. Start to figure out what you want to do and start working on that. If you're trying to go physically to college and be around people, use those people as your sources to get your company name out there, to get whatever it is out there, even if it's your image. If you want to be a model and you want to shoot more and you want to bring more awareness, more followers and stuff like that, do it like that. Make sure you're using that to your advantage. But if you're somebody that is focusing on, man, I really want to be a lawyer, then reach out to organizations like myself who are giving out grants as long as you're under the age of 21. There's other organizations out there. There are nonprofits out there as well that are giving grants and scholarships away. And there's plenty of money out there for you to get so that you can go through your journey easily without having to get into debt. I went through college, and I think I came out with $14,000 in debt. I only came out with that little because I was doing a work study program while I was working 2 extra jobs to pay for my college while I was in there, because I understood that debt can kill a lot of people and it can kill your credit. So there's things that you can do to do that. But then, tap in. If you're a college student, you're like, man, I'm not under Alluvione, but this is what I want to do. As long as you're under 21, I'll put you as a sponsored individual, sponsored youth until you turn 21. Then you're kicked out because you're grown. And then from there, you never know when laptops, iPads, LLCs purchase, trademarks purchase, websites, grants, scholarships. We're working on a whole bunch of different things. We're also working on creating our own version of elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and colleges. So we're working on that to do an international Alluvione school for those that are seeking for a certain type of education that is needed, the real life education. There's nothing wrong with what's going on out here, but let's be real. A lot of stuff you learn in school, you don't use in real life, right? You use math, you use reading, depending on, you might use a little bit of science, but the history is skewed. The history is null and void, right? So like they don't even teach history anymore that much, because now it's coming out thanks to social media that history is nothing but lies. Everything's either been whitewashed, or there's things that have been taken out, and because of that, nobody even pays attention to history anymore because it's a bunch of bull. But what we're working on and who we're working with finds real history, real Black history, which is the majority of real history, and then real Native American history, real European history, the real things that are happening, the real thing about slavery and how slavery was a thing way before it hit the United States of America, which is a corporation, all kinds of stuff. Stay tapped in. Alluvione is definitely a power player. We're gonna shake some things up. Hopefully, we don't rub too many people the wrong way. Honestly, I do not care, because at the end of the day, we're here to change lives, young lives, and change our lives as well during that time. So stay, keep up, because we rolling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do we have any questions for Levi? I apologize we couldn't get Dr. Dapper back on. Y'all know Instagram is on their BS, because somebody that I was following tried to do a panel as well too earlier, and they literally couldn't get the other person on. So it's Instagram with these updates and things. Someone in the comments also brought up an excellent point. Let me scroll back to that comment as well. Let's see. Yes, I love that. I love that. It was Pinky's Treats. She said, that's amazing, and should also be covered in a covered course in high school. Yes, see down here in my high school, we were taught about, what is it, business and economics, and it definitely should be a course everything that Dr. Dapper and Levi teach you should be, of course, in high school. It should be that.
Definitely, and that's what we're working on. That's what, again, when I said there was a bigger picture, that's a part of the bigger picture is us creating these sources. Because what we have now are your books and your video courses and stuff like that you would learn.
Oh yeah.
But we're creating something much bigger that will last long after we're gone, long after we're gone. So that's the goal, is to create something that is life changing to those that aren't even alive yet. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just keep on watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, any last questions, any last comments for Levi? Again, hopefully we can get Dr. Dapper back on soon, and Levi as well. So it was good catching up with Levi because it's been a long time since we did our face-to-face meeting, ever
Right.
since we did the article for Gay Magazine. So that definitely is up. Make sure you guys go and check that out. But any last questions, any last remarks? Tomorrow, Miss Stevie will be off. And Thursday, we have not one, not two, but three shows. And it's on important topics that are involving the Black community. So please tune in. We're going to be talking about Black mental health and trauma at 7 p.m. with Dr. Alfonso Nathan, licensed psychologist, PhD. And we also have physician's assistant, Dr. Brenton Laurie, who will be on at 3 p.m. And around 6 p.m., get ready for some music. We have Jason Ozzy Ash will be in the building, who was also a contestant on The Voice. So please definitely tune in for that. We have great shows for you guys this week. Friday, we have our co-host, Joshua Beat the Zero Movement. So it's going to be amazing shows all throughout the weeks of last weeks of April up until May, up until June. So we're booked up. So stay tuned here. If we don't have any last questions or comments, Levi, do you want to take it away? Anything you want to tell anybody on Alluvionate before we wrap up?
Yeah. Before we get off, if you're in LA, make sure that you're at Alluvione LA June 25th. Click the link in my bio to get your tickets. If you're not in LA, make sure you get your tickets and get a plane ticket and get your ass over there to Alluvione LA. We got people coming from every state to come to Los Angeles, California, to be on the rooftop for this. We got people coming from almost every country except for Canada and the UK right now, and that's only because they're getting locked down right now, just to come to Alluvione LA because they see, they understand, and recognize the potential of the growth that's going to happen, the circles that change, the lives are going to be changed, the money that's going to be made, it's going to be crazy. Yes, it's going to be free food. Yes, it's going to be open bar. Yes, it's going to be hella vibes, hella great people. You're going to see people dressed to impress. It's going to be amazing. But you won't know if you don't go. And if you don't go, you won't grow. Click the link in my bio and join the AGB program. Give $1 to make a big change. So that's what our AGB $1 program is all about, is supporting the kids the way we wish we would have got support when we were kids. So come on, join the fam. We got goals. We got things that we're doing. We're changing lives. If you wanna check out what we've done this month, click my reel and you see that we purchased a 6-year-old's LLC. Her name is Grace Pierce. She owns Sprinkle Grace, and she does amazing things. She won AGB Youth of the Month this month, and she was super excited to get her LLC purchased. Next month, I think we're going to do something special in regards to websites. I got to talk to the team. Might do like website Wednesday, to where we purchase websites on Wednesday. Who knows? I just thought of that just now. So, boom, link us, follow your boy, follow Eric, which I'm pretty sure the majority of you are because he's my guy. And yeah, we'll see y'all in LA. And Stevie, Miss Stevie, I'll see you in LA.
Yes, definitely. Make sure you guys please go and get your tickets on this event, June 25th. Use the link in the bio and Dr. Dapper pinned it. And thank you guys so much for coming on my platform, definitely, because I see you guys had this coming up. This event is very, very important if you want to expand your brand and grow your business. And I'm all about networking and meeting fresh new faces. So shout outs to everyone. Shout outs to our sponsor, Exclusive Beauty, for getting me Stevie Beautiful every episode. This is like our 300th episode in? So many, you guys, I've lost count. So thank y'all so much for your love and support. And make sure you guys go and get your tickets for Alluvione, LA, and Atlanta. So please do that right now. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. And it was great catching up with you, Levi.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, and get your tickets for Alluvione, Los Angeles, and ATL. Take care, everyone.
Hey.